Student, today we are going to discuss exercise 2.2 question 11 to 21. Now from the question 11, here it is written, find the value of each of the following questions. Now 11th question is tangent inverse of 2 into cosine of 2 into sine inverse half. Now you know that sine pi by 6 is equal to half. So therefore pi by 6 is equal to sine inverse of a half. So it means instead of sine inverse half, we can write pi by 6, or 2 cancel with the 6, we get pi by 3. So we get a tangent inverse of 2 into cosine pi by 3. Now cosine pi by 3, you know that it is 1 by 2. So 2 cancel with 1 by 2, we get tangent inverse 1. And you know that tangent pi by 4 is equal to 1. Therefore tangent inverse 1 is equal to pi by 4. So this is the answer of the 11th question. In the 12th question, you have to use the property tangent inverse x plus cotangent inverse x is equal to pi by 2, where x belongs to the real number. You have to do yourself this 12th question. Now in the question number 13, we have to find the value of tangent of half of sine inverse 2x over 1 plus x square plus cosine inverse 1 minus y square over 1 plus y square. We are given by the condition x mod is less than 1 and y is a positive, and then x into y, product of x and y, is less than 1. Now you know that 2 times tangent inverse x is equal to sine inverse of 2x over 1 plus x square, and also 2 times tangent inverse x is equal to cosine inverse 1 minus x square over 1 plus x square. So therefore this term can be written as tangent of half of, instead of the first term sine inverse 2x over 1 plus x square, we can write 2 into tangent inverse x, plus instead of cosine inverse 1 minus y square over 1 plus y square, we can write 2 times tangent inverse y. Now after this half multiply with the 2, and in second term of 2 we get tangent of tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y. Now after this we have to apply the formula of tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y. Now it can be applicable only when x into y is less than 1. So we can write it as, when x into y is less than 1, then tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y is equal to tangent inverse x plus y upon 1 minus x into y. So this can be written as tangent of tangent inverse x plus y over x 1 minus xy. Now tangent or tangent inverse neutralize, we get x plus y over 1 minus xy. This is the value of the question number 13. Now in the 14th question, we have to find the value of x. We are given by sine of sine inverse 1 by 5 plus cosine inverse x is equal to 1. Shift this sign on the right hand side, it becomes sine inverse 1. So therefore sine inverse 1 by 5 plus cosine inverse x is equal to sine inverse 1, and sine inverse 1 is equal to pi by 2, because you know that sine pi by 2 is equal to 1. Now shift this cosine on the right hand side, we get sine inverse 1 by 5 is equal to pi by 2 minus cosine inverse x. Now you know that sine inverse x plus cosine inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So therefore pi by 2 minus cosine inverse can be written as sine inverse x. So instead of these two terms, we can write it as sine inverse x. Now we get sine inverse 1 by 5 is equal to sine inverse x. Therefore x is equal to 1 by 5. Now in the question number 15, we have tangent inverse x minus 1 over x minus 2 plus tangent inverse x plus 1 over x plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. From this expression we want to find the value of x. Now you know the formula, tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y is equal to tangent inverse x plus y over 1 minus x into y. So this can be written as tangent inverse, first term is x minus 1 over x minus 2, and second term is x plus 1 over x plus 2 divided by 1 minus x minus 1 over x minus 2 into x plus 1 over x plus 2. It is equal to pi by 4. Tangent inverse shifted on the other side, we get a tangent of pi by 4. Now the LCM of the numerator is x minus 2. The LCM of the numerator is x minus 2 into x plus 2. We get in the numerator x minus 1 into x plus 2 plus x plus 1 into x minus 2. Now whole over the LCM of the denominator is again x minus 2 into x plus 1. We get x minus 2 into x plus 2 minus x minus 1 into x plus 1. Now LCM cancel with LCM. Now multiply these two expressions. We get x square minus x plus 2x minus 2 plus x square minus plus x minus 2x minus 2. So minus x cancel with plus x, 2x cancel with minus 2x, x square then plus x square we get 2x square, minus 2 and minus 2 we get minus 4 divided by x square minus 4 फिर minus x square minus 1. It can be further written as x square it become 2x square minus 2 minus 4 over x square minus 4 minus of x square minus plus 1. So x square will cancel. We get 2x square minus 4 over minus 4 plus 1 minus 3 is equal to 1. Now 2x square minus 4 is equal to minus 3. Shift this minus 4 on the other side. We get 2x square is equal to 1. Further we get x square is equal to 1 by 2. So therefore x is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2. So this is the value of x. Now after this come to the question number 16. 16 question is sine inverse of sine of 2 pi by 3. Here we cannot cancel sine inverse x and sine. It cannot be neutralized because the angle 2 pi by 3 does not belongs to the principal branch value of the sine inverse. Now for this we have to first simplify. 2 pi by 3 can be written as pi minus pi by 3. Now we get sine of pi by 3 inside the bracket. Now you know that sine pi minus theta is equal to sine theta. So therefore sine pi minus pi by 3 is equal to sine pi by 3, or sine pi by 3 can be seen in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, open a close interval. So therefore it belongs to, this angle belongs to the principal branch value of sine inverse. Now sine inverse and sine can be neutralized because this belongs to the principal branch value. So we get angle pi by 3. Now after this in the same way, similarly you can do the question number 17 yourself. It is under the same procedure. Now for doing the question number 18, first of all let us understand the conversion property. So how we can convert a sine in term of the other inverse t ratio, cosine in term of other t ratio, and a tangent in term of other t ratios. Now let us learn the convergent property before doing the question number 18. Now it converts one inverse t ratio to the other inverse t ratio. We have sine inverse x is equal to cosine inverse root of 1 minus x square. Now how to remember the conversion of sine inverse into the various inverse t ratio. Now consider a right angle triangle. Sine inverse x mean sine inverse x over 1. Now you know that sine is a t ratio of a perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Here perpendicular refer to the x and hypotenuse refer to the 1. So therefore the base can be written as by Pythagoras theorem 1 minus x square with radical sign. Now to write in term of cosine, you know that cosine is a base upon hypotenuse. Base is a root of 1 minus x square, hypotenuse 1. So sine inverse x can be written as cosine inverse of root of 1 minus x square upon 1. And how we can write the tangent? Tangent होता है बेटा, tangent inverse mean perpendicular over base. तो tangent inverse x upon root of 1 minus x square. It means sine inverse x is equal to tangent inverse x upon root of 1 minus x square. And further you know that tangent inverse can be converted into cotangent by their reciprocal. You know that tangent inverse x is equal to cotangent inverse of 1 by x. So that is why how we can easily write in term of cotangent. Now from cosine we can write the secant inverse. So cosine inverse of root of 1 minus x square, we can write a secant inverse of reciprocal of 1 minus this 1 upon 1 minus x square with radical sign. And similarly sine inverse x can be written as cosecant inverse of 1 by x. Now come to the cosine inverse x. Cosine inverse x can be written as cosine inverse x over 1. Here x is the base and 1 is the hypotenuse. So what, by Pythagoras theorem the perpendicular should be root of 1 minus x square. Now therefore cosine can be written in term of secant as the reciprocal of x. To write the cosine in term of sine, we can write it as sine inverse is perpendicular over hypotenuse, that is root of 1 minus x square. And from sine inverse we can easily convert into cosecant by changing its reciprocal value. Root of 1 minus x square can be written as 1 upon root of 1 minus x square. Now to write in term of tangent inverse, we have perpendicular upon base. Tangent is perpendicular base, so we can write root of 1 minus x square upon base is x. To convert into the cotangent, we can write from the tangent inverse. The reciprocal of tangent inverse we can write in term of cotangent. Now further conversion property of a tangent inverse into the various t ratio. Tangent inverse x can be written as tangent inverse of x upon 1. Now here x is a perpendicular and 1 is a base. So by Pythagoras theorem the hypotenuse will be root of 1 plus x square. Now tangent can be written as, tangent inverse can be written as cotangent inverse of 1 by x. Now it can also be written in term of secant inverse. Now secant mean hypotenuse upon base. Hypotenuse is a root of 1 plus x square, base is 1. Now secant can be converted into cosine by changing its value in term of reciprocal. 1 by cosine inverse 1 by root of 1 plus x square. Now further to write in term of sine, you know that sine is a perpendicular upon hypotenuse, it means x upon root of 1 plus x square. And in term of cosecant we have, in term of cosecant we have the reciprocal of sine, that is root of 1 plus x square divided by x. So this is a way how we can easily learn the conversion of tangent inverse in term of the other t ratio. Now come to the question number 18. Now in the 18 we have to evaluate tangent of sine inverse 3 by 5 plus tangent inverse of 2 by 3. Now outside there is a tangent, so inside there is a sine inverse and cotangent inverse. To simplify we should convert these two t ratio in term of tangent. Now you know that sine inverse x is equal to tangent inverse x upon root of 1 minus x square, and cotangent inverse x is equal to tangent inverse 1 by x. So therefore it can be written as tangent of sine inverse can be written as tangent inverse of, instead of x we can write 3 by 5 divided by root of 1 minus x square means 9 by 25, plus cotangent inverse 3 by 2 can be written as tangent inverse 2 by 3. Further tangent of tangent inverse 3 by 5, now here 25 into 1 25 minus 9 it becomes 16, 16 over 25 plus second term is same. Now tangent inverse 3 by 5, root of 16 is 4, root of 25 5, 5 and 5 cancel, we get tangent inverse of 3 by 4 plus tangent inverse of 2 by 3. Now after this we can apply the formula Here, see, tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y is equal to tangent inverse of x plus y divided by 1 minus x into y. This is happen only when x into y is less than 1. Here x is 3 by 4 and y is 2 by 3. The product is less than 1. So we can write tangent inverse of 3 by 4 plus 2 by 3 divided by 1 minus x 3 by 4 into y 2 by 3. Now LCM in the numerator is 4 into 3 12. So we get 9 plus 4 to the 8. Then here we get LCM is 4 into 3 12 and 12 into 1 12 minus 3 into 2 6. Now 12 cancel with 12. 9 plus 8 it is 17. 12 minus 6 is 6. So we get tangent of tangent inverse can neutralize. We get the answer 17 upon 6. Now in the question number 19 we have cosine inverse of cosine of 7 pi by 6. Now here cosine inverse of cosine cannot neutralize each other because this angle 7 pi by 6 does not belong to the principal branch value 0 to pi. Now, so therefore we have to simplify cosine 7 pi by 6. So it can be written as cosine of 1 pi plus pi by 6. Now you know that cosine of pi plus theta is equal to minus cosine theta. So therefore this cosine pi plus pi by 6 can be written as minus cosine pi by 6. Now further, see, cosine inverse of minus x can be written as pi minus cosine inverse x. So it can be written as pi minus cosine inverse of this value cosine pi by 6. So it is pi. Now cosine inverse and cosine will neutralize. We get pi by 6. So pi minus pi by 6 can be written as 5 pi by 6. Now in case of 20th question, we have sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse minus of half. Now what is the sine inverse of minus x? It is equal to minus sine inverse x. So therefore minus of sine inverse minus half can be written as minus minus plus sine inverse half. Now further, sine pi by 6 is equal to half. So therefore pi by 6 is equal to sine inverse of half. So instead of sine inverse half we can write pi by 6, or instead of this first term pi by 3 as it is pi by 3 plus pi by 6, you know it is a pi by 2. So sine of pi by 2 is 1. So 20th question has the answer 1. In the 21st question we have tangent inverse root 3 minus cotangent inverse of minus root 3. Now you know that cotangent inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cotangent inverse x. Now it can be further written as tangent inverse root 3 minus, instead of this we can write pi minus cotangent inverse root 3. Open this bracket, minus pi minus minus plus cosine cotangent inverse root 3. Now tangent inverse root 3 plus cotangent inverse root 3 can be simplified by using the property tangent inverse x plus cotangent inverse x is equal to pi by 2 for all x belong to the real number. So this first term plus last term become pi by 2 and the middle term is minus pi. So pi by 2 minus pi is equal to minus pi by 2. Now this complete the exercise 2.2. Complete your notes.